Hey guys, I'm out here at Duffy's and we're going to chop on this wood here, and he's going to film some stuff for Origin Story, and so just a fun old day of chopping wood. Maybe I'll hit something with my hands because I like to do that. And while you got some of this footage here of me doing some stuff, I'm going to tell you a story. Alright, so after college, I decided that I really wanted to go hard on trying to get into fighting. So I was really working on my skills that I had and my conditioning, but I was still poor, so I couldn't really afford to go to much martial arts stuff. I was training back at a gym that I had been training at before, the Kempo gym, and I was trying to work a lot more on my stand-up, and so I was working out there, but it was pretty far away because I was living probably, I'd say, a good 40-minute drive from that at the time, and so it was a little bit difficult to get there all the time. And so but in 2009 I started fighting, and I won my first fight via submission, and then in the shortly after that, I got my son Isaiah, and then I had my second fight, and won that by submission. My third fight, and I fought this guy that had some really good jiu-jitsu. I think if I had kept the standing, I would have been able to win, but yeah, I lost by submission in the first round. Almost made it out of the first round, but lost via armbar. Then my fourth fight that I had that year, because I fought in, I fought in January, February, April, and then June. And in June, I did this fight that was like same day weigh-ins, but like, I can't remember if we didn't know it was same day weigh-ins or if it was just some weird, I don't know. It was very frustrating. Before the fight, there was a bunch of guys in the warm-up room just sleeping. So I mean, it was a whole big mess. But I lost that fight TKO 2 strikes. I was just tired. I remember being mounted and just getting hit a whole bunch and not going out. I'm looking at the ref, thinking, ah, crap, he's going to stop it. There's nothing I can do. I guess I might be slightly difficult to knock out. I don't know. But I know I took a crap ton of punches and was like... But after that point, it really just got too difficult for me to do anymore because I was really, there was a big recession going on, and I was in and out of work, and it was difficult for me to be able to support a new child, so I spent a lot of time working. I was still trying to train, but it really took a back seat. And I started doing a lot more like fitness type things because I was thinking, well, if I can't fight, at least I can try to stay in shape. So I started doing a lot more of the real anime training workouts as I was making them. I got really into doing the Hajime no Ippo workouts that I made, and I spent a lot of time doing that. Got pretty good at that, and was really focusing on boxing and some kickboxing stuff and some karate, honestly, also. And then so a good portion of my training was spent doing bodyweight exercises, running, martial arts, jumping rope, that kind of stuff. Then I got a job as a personal trainer because I got my personal trainer certification from ACE in 2012. I got a job as a personal trainer at the YMCA, and I was teaching their Beast Mode program, which was very similar to like a CrossFit type thing. And boy, I just had to I immersed myself in learning things. I learned a whole bunch of stuff that made my squat form better, made my deadlift better, my presses were always pretty good, so that wasn't so much of an issue. But like as far as my squats go, I've never been a good squatter because my hips are kind of weird. But the stuff that I learned with personal study during that time was something that really like made me head and shoulders like above where I was before. I'd gotten to the point where I was doing relatively heavy weight with the squat form that I had, but then I realized that my squat form was absolutely atrocious, and so I started over. And that's difficult to do, but it's important to make sure that your form is good. And then I spent probably almost 2 years at the Y doing that, and then I had to leave for monetary reasons because they wouldn't do a full-time trainer position. So I had to get another job, and most of my training on that was kind of like haphazard. I was doing a very physical job, but also trying to lift. One day after a very strenuous day of overtime emergency work, because I was working in like a demolition type thing that had to do with like water damage. A lot of demolition, and it was like bending over repeatedly trying to cut things that were low and carrying things. I decided that I was going to go do a heavy deadlift workout, and because I am so irritated with the fact that I'm not getting to train as often as I want to to lift as heavy as I know that I can. And so I'm building up, and I've got weight on the bar. I'm pretty heavy. I don't even remember what I was lifting now, and felt something click in my lower back and like heat, and it was just absolutely painful. And I probably spent 6 weeks not really being able to bend over properly. And after that point, my I was really scared to deadlift because it hurt a lot, and I've dealt with issues from that ever since. It has gotten better, but it's something that has bothered me for the past couple of years, and it's been pretty frustrating. But after that, I went to another gym, got a job at another gym, and started doing a lot more strength training stuff, and got my squat back up, and was getting pretty strong. And then it's my fitness journey is a lot of up and down, because something will happen in my personal life, and something will happen that financially I can't do certain things, and it gets in the way. But I'm always trying to move forward somehow. But I know that it's a personal failing on me in my training to let my personal life get in the way of my training, and I always regret it when it does happen. I've tried to make it a personal goal now to not let anything that is a personal problem get in the way of what my fitness goals are, because if I don't have my fitness goals, I feel like the rest of my life is in shambles. So for my own sanity, I have to keep training. Also, I kind of forgot about this. At one point, I think it was 2012, I fought again, a kickboxing match. We went 3 rounds. It was a split decision, and I lost that. Punched the guy in the face a whole bunch. He kicked me in the leg a whole bunch, and it was just it was fun. It was a good old time. And then, but in between different work things, I've always tried to stay pretty consistent. One of the things that all that back and forth has taught me is that my back stays relatively strong no matter what I do. And so even if I lose the ability to do a large number of pull-ups, for some reason I can still do a very heavy pull-up without training too much. So that's one of the things that directed my training to what I'm doing now. It let me know that I gravitate towards certain types of training, a la things that make me lay on the floor and want to cry. So like very difficult and endurance workouts, and fighting. So that's where those, you can sort of see how that progression of the 3 things that I'm trying to do right now has come about. But I'm trying to train for some Spartan races, because I've done some Spartan races in the past. Done some other mud runs, like Marine Corps mud run. and those are always really fun. So I'm looking forward to the Super Spartan in October and the Spartan Beast in November. Apart from that, just working on trying to do heaviest pull-up and trying to right now work on just general strength and conditioning on top of my running, and doing general martial arts. So I've been doing a lot more technical stuff with Muay Thai, and trying to conditioning my hands and my legs and all that stuff for striking, and trying to get my my technique better so that I can really hit hard. So that's where I am now. It's all in all, I mean, I've done a lot of weird stuff and I've done a lot of cool stuff, but it's been up and down and it's been crazy. If I had to do it all over again, I know there's a lot of stuff that I would do differently, because I know that I let stuff that doesn't matter get in the way of what matters to me, and I'm going to do my absolute best to never let that happen again. And if you have something that matters to you, don't let anything that doesn't matter get in the way of that. Alright, so that's the journey. It's not over yet. You guys are on me for part 3. So I told you part 1 and part 2. Congratulations, you're a part of part 3. So until next time, good luck and train hard. And thanks for listening.